Alright, so when trying to figure out which shred stick might be best for you, there's 4 things to keep in mind. Firstly, the length of your board, the width of your board, the fin configuration, and its rocker. Alright, so let's talk about length. Now, if you're an advanced rider, you want something that's going to be a little bit bigger, that's going to carry its speed when you're coming down from huge tricks. As a beginner, sometimes it's better getting on something a little wee bit shorter, so it's less swing weight and a little bit livelier under your feet. Now, keep in mind that there's big guys rocking around on things the size of this. So as a beginner, if your mate wants to use your board and he might not be the right size, that's okay, you might get away with it. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is width. Now, the wider the board is, generally the more poppier explosion you get off the wake. The thinner a board is, the more deeper it sits in the water, so it tracks a little bit harder. The board we're looking at here is Trevor Hance's Marius board, and it's a great example of a board that's slightly wider through the nose and tail. Next thing to think about is the rocker that your boards have. Now there's basically 2. You've got a continuous rocker and you've got a 3-stage rocker. Now Dean Smith's new Ronix Pro model is a great example of a very abrupt 3-stage rocker. Very, very explosive off the wake, which means Dino is constantly going massive. Alright, so this is a continuous rocket board. This is Sean Watson's Pro model. Now continuous rockers help you get loads of distance and a really smooth landing. Riders like Keith Lyman, Sean Watson and Shane Bonifay ride these boards. So the last thing to think about when buying your wakeboard is the fin configuration. Now, easy rule of thumb, the more busyness it's got going on at the end of the board, the harder the board's going to track. So we've got 2 types of boards here. We've got a Ronix, which has got your screw-in fins, and over here we've got a Hyperlight Blur, which has got your molded fins and then the removable center fin. Don't forget, as you progress, you can take that fin out for a more slipperier ride. Alright, so those are the basic 4 components that are going to help you make the right decision. Now remember, there's always changes to that rule, so talk to your local crew to find out what's going to be right for you.